First thing, Nick Gates, get well soon, my man. We are all pulling for you. We all hope you are okay. Welcome to That's Good Sports. I'm Brandon. In 3 straight years with a bad case of erectile dysfunction, I never struggled to perform in primetime like Daniel Jones-Perna. Daniel Jones is now 0-6 in primetime starts, and the only person happy about that is Kirk Cousins. The only happy Giant today is actually Nick Gates, who fractured his leg in a horrific way during the game. Why is he happy? Because he doesn't have to endure the greater pain of playing for the Giants every weekend. Now I'm about to show you what happened, so you have been warned. This is Nick Gates fracturing his leg at the bottom of the screen. The disrespect by the Giants to lose after a man breaks his leg like this and you can't even get your teammate a win? That's just sad. And the way in which you lost. I'm going to discuss that. Also, I've got some key NFL headlines to get into today, and we get ready for the weekend, baby. Let's get sports. The only thing more dangerous than playing in the NFL is subscribing to this YouTube channel, so your own risk. Today's episode is sponsored by my friends at manscaped.com/goodsports. Manscaped offers you the best tools and liquid formulations for the big 3 odor zones: body, balls, and tuchus. These concoctions and advancements in below-the-belt grooming are all included in the Perfect Package 4.0 from Manscaped. And in addition to the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and Crop Reviver Ball Toner Spray, you get the king of body hair trimmers, the Lawnmower 4.0. Oh, I love the Lawnmower 4.0, which is an electric, waterproof trimmer with advanced skin-safe technology which reduces nicks and cuts in the nether region, aka your wiener hairs. Plus, it's got a travel lock feature so your trimmer will never go off in your luggage. So right now, you can click my link below or go to manscaped.com/goodsports to get 20% off. Plus free shipping, plus 2 free gifts: the Shed Travel Bag and the best anti-chafing boxer briefs I've ever pulled over my tight little butt. All right, the Nick Gates injury. His leg bent in the wrong direction. Nobody ever wants to see that. It was bad. And we're all praying he makes a full recovery and gets through this without any issue. Now, some of you may ask, how could you show that injury, Brandon? It's horrible. I know. The NFL shows injuries all the time, though. So I don't think they took this high moral ground by not showing the replay of the injury during the game.
We're just not going to show it to you.
The NFL used to dedicate entire compilations to injuries. What's the difference between showing that and showing an ACL tear? The difference is you can't see the ACL tear happen. You can't see the brain swelling from a concussion. And those injuries can be just as bad. Hell, even an Achilles tear can be worse in terms of a player returning to the field. I show it because it's part of the game. It happened. Now, Alex Smith taught us how scary a break like this can be, as did Zach Miller. Seeing a man's leg bend the wrong way is horrifying, and can indeed be very, very bad. Alex Smith nearly died due to infections after his surgeries. Zach Miller nearly had to have his leg amputated because the break was so bad. But we've also seen guys like Tyler Lockett, Dak Prescott, and Allen Hurns return healthy. With an ACL tear, there's no guessing really. The player typically will be fine, and we know how long the recovery will take, about a year. Every bone break, though, is different, and we don't know what damage is done inside of the leg, and we don't really know how bad it is until Gates gets out of surgery and into recovery. So all we can say is get well soon, Nick, and damn, you are a man. He was fucking smiling when he left the field on the injury cart. I don't care if it was morphine, that is a tough dude. But I also have a solution for player injuries and the issue of showing the injury happen. If a player suffers a bad injury like Nick Gates, where his leg snaps the wrong way, that player should own the NFT rights to then sell that clip so he can profit from his own injury. I think that's the only fair solution here. Here's a friendly reminder, check out my other show, Odd Man Sports, on the Game Day YouTube channel or thegameday.com. It's a lot like this show. but better, because I talk about all sports. We upload new episodes every Wednesday, so Odd Man Sports on the game day, please check it. There's a link in the description if you want to see yesterday's episode. All right, we've got some NFL headlines. Over 6,000 people received the COVID vaccine so they could attend the first Raiders game in Vegas. And only the NFL is powerful enough to convince a man with a Jesus tattoo on his head to do anything. So, nice job, Raiders. Von Miller confirms what we all thought about Trevor Lawrence.
He's a hell of a player. He has a great arm, amazing hair. Everybody loves him.
Oh, go on, Von. Tell us more about other parts of Trevor Lawrence's body. Maybe his supple lips, his strong jawline, his meaty legs, and tight abdomen. Objectify him, Von! In all seriousness, that's really all you can say about a guy who's only put one game of pro tape out there. Hard Knocks will return in November to follow the Colts. Look, I'm not gonna complain about getting Hard Knocks in the season when games actually matter, but I think the best idea would have been to do a different team every couple weeks throughout the entire season. I asked that question on Twitter. Which team would be the most intriguing for Hard Knocks to follow? And the most common answer was actually the Jaguars, which means we all just want to see the world burn. Here's a few burning questions I have. Will the Colts, who are 0-1, still be relevant when the cameras roll in November? Will Carson Wentz be healthy? Are we going to see him doing his own research into the vaccine? But the real carrot they're dangling in front of us? Will we be allowed to follow Jim Irsay behind closed doors? Or perhaps beaded doors. Kyler Murray was seen body-shaming Chandler Jones.
I expect it on Sunday. He's a really unorthodox guy. Doesn't he takes his shirt off. He doesn't look too good.
This was obviously payback after Chandler Jones mistakenly thought Kyler Murray was a Make-A-Wish kid when he first joined the team. Short joke. The MVP is now officially a weekly award, which really takes away some of its prestige, don't you think? I can't believe Nickelodeon would openly promote a body shamer like Kyler Murray, who won the first MVP of 2021. This is a further example of participation trophy culture, where even winners get awards. The MVP, that belongs to the best loser. Everybody knows that, and the only true MVP in my heart will always be Trubisky. And finally, when Matt Nagy gets fired, it appears McDonald's already has his store manager job lined up for him. The good news for McDonald's is it'll take zero training to convince Matt Nagy to take his fieriest redhead and make him the face of the store. Giants football team. Let's talk about this game. Great Thursday night game. Grossi and I did a deep dive of this game on our tri-weekly show, GPS, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning here on YouTube. Outside of the embarrassing way in which the Giants lost, giving Hopkins 2 kicks due to Dexter pulling a season 10 and jumping the shark, the officiating was the main story in the first half because it was bad. Chase Young was flagged for roughing. What's he supposed to do here, NFL? The official said he thought Chase Young could have twisted his body to avoid falling on Daniel Jones. Avoid falling on the guy you're tackling. Fuck off, NFL, and I mean that with all due disrespect. Anything looks possible in slow motion, but in real time, I swore this was one of the worst calls I'd ever seen. And I once watched my mom call the cops on my dad. Now Daniel Jones, yes, 0-6 in prime time, but he played well. He could have gone 5-0 against Washington had the Giants won. Dan Jones, not Dan Snyder, could have been the real owner of the football team. Lost in the loss was that Daniel Jones might have played his best football game. His opening drive was great. Sure, the opening drive was aided by that roughing call. It was a big help to get the touchdown, the rushing touchdown for Jones. An impressive run, but his real impressive run was a first down he picked up where he dropped his shoulder and blasted the defender. So my conclusion, Daniel Jones at the moment is a more dangerous runner than Saquon Barkley. Chase Young outshined Saquon Barkley on Barkley's best play. This is a 41-yard rip by Barkley, his longest of the season. But he had 12 additional carries throughout the game and only totaled 57 yards on the night. And even on this play, everyone was just like, damn, Chase Young is so fast. Here's a crazy stat. Daniel Jones was the Giants' leading rusher, and his longest run was called back. That said, I would give Saquon until about week 4 before you judge where he's at as a runner. Wide receiver Terry McLaurin, dude is a beast. He's probably the most technically sound receiver in the NFL right now. He's like DeAndre Hopkins before Hopkins had consistent QB play. The real unsung football team hero, though, might be Jonathan Allen from last night, also a beast. Chase Young gets all of the attention on that defense, but Jonathan Allen was ferocious on the interior. And most importantly, he figured out how to sack Daniel Jones in a more violent way than Chase Young and not get flagged. So ask Daniel Jones which sack hurt worse. Daniel Jones did have a great touchdown run negated by a ticky-tacky holding penalty. My question, why call this flag? No other sports league on earth is better than the NFL at negating its best highlights with frivolous penalties. The NFL is always trying to make the game better, but does the exact opposite by allowing, nay enabling the officials to get away with these terrible calls. If this play stands, the Giants win. And finally, their last attempt to ruin this great game, the refs reviewed this play and still said J.D. McKissic was down short of the first. The problem here is he just was never fucking touched by a defender until he's well past the first down marker. Did they say that the turf monster can touch down runners this offseason in the rule additions? Because that's the only way this makes sense. I don't know how referees who understand the rules of this game review that play and don't give him the first. Now, the turf monster also found Darius Slayton's hands. Another missed touchdown for the Giants. Look, once the refs took a chill pill, this game cut loose. The football team, they had a great drive and touchdown right before halftime. It was capped by a J.D. McNugent tutty. After half, fucking Daniel Tenpennies dropped this 10-penny right in Darius Slays-a-Ton's bucket to take back the lead. It was a great back and forth until Taylor Heinicke threw a pick in the fourth quarter to give the Giants a lead with the field goal. But Heinicke gets my Benchwarmer Brew, my personal coffee company, BenchwarmerBrew.com, Player of the Game award because after that costly mistake, he had the poise to lead his team back into field goal range, where it only took Dustin Hopkins 2 tries to do what most good kickers do once and win. So huge win for the football team and a horrible loss for the Giants. Kenny Golladay was not having fun going down Golladay Road, and he was seen yelling at Daniel Jones on the sideline, presumably because he was open every play. He also might be saying something like, "I left Detroit to escape losing like this, Daniel. Don't do this to me again." Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. I'll be talking football all season long. There's a video on the screen if you want to watch that now. All you got to do is click it.